Hello and welcome to this video series on Drupal. Now in this video we're going to be working on adding content to our site, namely pages. Now pages is the type of content that it really doesn't change a whole lot. They're more or less a static page, one that, well, for example, like an About Me page or a contact us page, one where you're providing information to the individual visitors or members, but that information is not going to change a whole lot, if at all. One exception to that might be, for example, archives. You might have a link on your, say, primary links up here that is strictly for archives. Another one for the About Me, another one for Contact Us, another one for FAQ or Frequently Asked Questions. Again, it's your site. Do with it as you see fit, but I'm going to go ahead, because this is my site, and create a page. So first off, in doing so, let's go ahead and click on Create Content, and then come on down here and click on Page, or you can go over here and click on Page 2. And here, we're going to add FAQ for frequently asked questions, and we'll do an FAQ here as well. Primary links are those that pop up here on this particular theme, and just kind of hit this and you'll see that we also have secondary links and a whole lot of other stuff here. Secondary links, I believe, may not show up on every type of theme that's for Drupal. So if you're not using the Garland theme, which is this one here, which is a default theme that came loaded with the initial install of Drupal, then if you don't see the secondary links, don't sweat it. Again, it may just be for certain themes and not for others. But we're going with primary links. And the weight, we're going to leave that alone for the time being. I'm going to add a couple more pages and I'll show you how this can come into play. And under FAQ, put some content in here, namely questions that are frequently asked, thus the FAQ. And you can also play with your WYSIWYG buttons here, go with bold, you can center it, however you want to. Again, you've got some other options you can play around with in here. Input format, I would go with full HTML. That's just the way I roll. I guess it depends a lot on what content you've got in here. Book outline, no, we're not messing with that. This is not a book. Revision, no, we're not revising anything. Comment settings, the default here is disabled, and that's the way we're going to want it. We don't want people commenting on our frequently asked questions. URL path settings, to keep this search engine friendly, let's go ahead and put in here FAQ. Remember, this is a URL, so you don't want to put any spaces in here or anything to that effect, or as it says here, any trailing forward slashes. Authoring info, you just leave that alone. Publishing options, again, the default for pages is published. That's cool, we want that, but we don't want it on the front page and we don't want it sticking to the top of any list. So we click on Save, and here we have it right up top here. That's very good. That's what we want. And again, as we get questions, or if we have a list of questions that we already have answers to, and again, this is something that takes a little forethought, then you want to put those in here in place of, here is some content. So again, just a placeholder. Now then, create content. We're going to create another page. And this one, we're going to call it About Us. It's our About Us page. And again, here we're going with About Us for a link. Primary link looks good. The weight, we're going to leave that at 0. Now the weight, what this affects is the placement up here. Now if in your theme the links are going up and down, then the larger the number, consider it to be the heavier the object, and the heavier it is, the further to the bottom it goes. In this case, we're reading from left to right, so the heavier the number, the further to the right it goes. And if you hit this drop down, you can see you can get less than 0 or more than 0. So let me enter this one here, and we will see what I'm talking about. And again, you got the WYSIWYG stuff up here. Input format, going with full. Matter of fact, I'm going to change this on the next page so that it goes to a default of full HTML instead of this is the default. Book outline, no. Comment settings, just confirm it's disabled. URL path, we're going with about us. And let's use a hyphen or an underscore either way. Just don't leave a space there. Authoring info, that's cool. Publishing options, just confirm. Yes, that's what we want. Click on save. And there you see that it comes to the left. Because this was the newest one entered, then it's going to be to the left and all the other older ones get shoved to the right. Yeah. And let's go to create content. No, wait. I'm going to change that default first. And we do that by going to administer. I'm going to change the default to that full HTML and filtered HTML. And we want to do that where? Site configuration, I believe. And input formats. And there's really not a whole lot on this page but that. So we want to change our default to full HTML. And I guess you can configure all that stuff there too. That's all I want to do. Change the default. And we're good to go. Now then we head on back to create content. I'm going to go page and contact us. Settings. Again, primary link. Now this time I'm going to go with less than. No. We're going to go with a heavier object. See if we can put it on this side of about us. Because if it were 0, then it would be on this side of about us, as I understand it. Now, input format, cool. That's what we want. And by the way, that's how you can change the default for that is go to, well, where we went, to the input format under site config. Author information, let's go here. That's a good deal. Publish options, that's right. And save. Okay, so that's actually, it's heavier than all of them because this was a 1 and that's a 0 and that's a 0. So if we make this one a 2, then this one should be over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to administer. Go to content management. Click on content, because that's what this is, content. And let's go to the FAQ. Edit, change the weight. Let's go with 2, and that should put us on this side of contact us. One down here to save. There you go. So that's how the weight comes into play, and that's how you create pages. And of course too, don't forget to add the information in here for your visitors. And we also learned in this little video on changing the input default or the input information default from the filter HTML to the full HTML. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. And next we're going to start adding some more content, only this time some stories. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.